Welcome. I'm going to take you through question bank in Moodle. So like I said previously, it's important for you to have a question bank whereby it will be easy when you're setting a quiz. So you begin by developing a question bank. So I'm still going to use my sample subject. So click on your course or your subject. So this is my subject. These are the topics, and like I said before, I'm going to focus on forces. So I'm going to create some questions to the forces question bank. Instead of adding them directly like we did here, like we went to editing on and then you add an activity or adding a quiz, we are going to develop a question bank. So to develop a question bank, you come to the settings, okay, click on the settings, and then you click on the more. So you click on the settings, then you click on the more here. So when you click on more, it will take you to another page whereby you will be able to see the question bank. So in this question bank, there is the questions, there is the categories, there is import, then there is export. So in this case, we are going to look at questions or maybe categories. So I'm going to specify first the categories. So I will click on categories. So this category, I'm going to call it forces, just like that, because there's only one force, one topic called forces, and the rest I will just leave it like that. And then I say add category, and then here you can see the parent category is default for this particular subject, or for this particular SS. This is the subject, so it will be default for that one. So forces, and then you say add category, so that when I'm populating the questions, I'm populating them into this particular category. So I already have forces here, so I will take a step back and then I go to questions. So from the question bank, now that I've defined my category, I'm going to define the questions. So I'm waiting for this to load. So you select the category and then you select forces. So all the questions that I'm going to add here, by default they will be going into forces. Now I don't need this menu, so what I'll do is to click on this. It will hide the menu. If I need it, I'll click on it, it will come back again. So I'm going to create a new question. So on my right hand side, you can see that I already have quizzes that I've already set in Word, so that what I'll be doing is just to copy from here and paste. It will be easier. So you can use Word or you can use Notepad, whichever Word tool that you prefer. So you have to be sure that as you create a new question, the category is well defined. Otherwise it might be hard for you to be able to trace the question unless you are experienced with the system. So I'm going to create a new question, and then as I am creating a new question, this will be my first question. So this first question, so I need to know which tool am I going to pick for this first question. So I'll say create new question, and then for this I can choose maybe to have the students to fill in. Let me see whether there is one. Embedded answers, close. I may be forced to skip this. Let me use the second. I'm going to begin by number 2. So I'm going to say create question, and then number 2 has multiple choice. So I'll click multiple choice. So then I'm going to specify the question name. This is in terms of in the question bank. How do I name this question? So I'm going to call it forces. Let me wait for it to load. So I'm going to call it forces dash question number 1 in forces. So the question text now is this. So the SI unit, I just copy that and then I paste. Okay, and then I don't need the number. So the SI unit for force is, so the default mark I will use 1 for all of them, and then for now I may be able to skip the general feedback, because for multiple choices the student will be shown the answer. So I'll skip the general feedback, and then the ID number I'll skip, and then it is only one answer, and then the choices will appear as A, B, C, D. I prefer to use A, B, C, D. So then I'll just bring the choices. So we have newtons, and the newtons is correct, so there will be no grade if the learner selects newtons. And then I'll come to the second option, is Newton. This is the correct answer, so I'm going to award 100% for this. And then the other one is protons, so there is no score if the learner select protons. And then I also have none of this. I have none of this, and this will be wrong. So this is none, there is no score, but then the learner will get a score. If he or she selects Newton, then he'll get 100% of this one mark. Okay, and then when I'm done, I will just say save changes. Okay, or I can choose to start by save changes and continue editing, so that I preview. So when you do that, preview will come up here for you to be able to preview. So when you click preview, it will show you the question, how it's supposed to appear. It is opening a new page. Yeah, so this is how it will appear. So the SI unit of forces, then the learner will select one of these choices. Okay, so like that. So I think I don't need to change anything, so I'm going to close the preview, and then I say save changes. Now that I'm satisfied the question has loaded appropriately, I'm going to say save changes, so that I'm able to add the second question. So that is my first question has loaded appropriately. I'm going to add another question. Now that will be forces dash 2, and this will be contained on my end, and it is still multiple choice. So I click on multiple choice, add, and then the question name is forces forces 2, and then I'll only copy the first part because the second part has the answer. So I'll copy this and then I paste. So dash is the force of attraction between two bodies of given masses, and the default mark will be 1. The general feedback, I will not use it for this case. It's only one answer and it still does. So I'm going to copy tension, then I paste, and the tension is a wrong answer, but gravitational force will be the correct answer. And remember, here we've selected shuffle choices. This is very important. It is selected by default, so that in another question the answer could be the last one, the answer could be the first one. So this is the correct answer. So in the grading, I'm going to award 100%. and then I have upthrust, I have upthrust, and then I have none of this. So I have none of this, and this will still be the wrong. So I don't need to preview because I'm sure it has loaded the way I wanted. So I'm going to say save changes. Then now that I've done multiple choices for 2 questions, I'm going to skip number 4 and 5, and then I go to matching words quiz. So I'm going to create a new question. This will be matching, so I'm going to select matching. Okay, add, and the question name will be forces. That will be forces 3, and then the question so this could be the instruction. So match the following with the correct match the following statements with their correct definition. The default mark remains as 1. I'll still skip the general feedback, and then it will be shuffled. So you must provide at least 2 questions and 3 answers. You will be able to read that. So the first option, I'm going to copy the force of attraction like that between molecules of the same kind, and the correct answer for that should be cohesive force. And then this one comes as the second one. The correct answer for that is adhesive force, like that. And then I also have the force of attraction or repulsion of static charges. This one comes here, and the answer is electrostatic force. So it will always be giving you 3. So if I need to add more, I'll just click banks for 3 more questions, and then I'll have, but since there are 3 and there are 3 here, I'm done. So what I'm going to do, if you want to check the combined feedback, this one you can as well check. This is by default, you can leave it like that. And then multiple tries, so there's a penalty for each incorrect try. So I always ensure that my students are not penalized. So you have to select 0% in all. So you have to do this for all the other quizzes if you want, but for me I prefer no penalty. And then I say save and continue editing so that I'm able to preview. So I'll go down to preview. So when you click on preview, a pop-up screen will come with the quiz. Yeah, so this is how it displays. So the force of attraction of static charges, select electrostatic, same kind is cohesive, different kind is adhesive. And then yeah, the student can click submit and finish. It will show you how the student will receive the feedback. Okay, yeah, so what you see here is what the student will see, but what you see here is yours. So since I don't need to edit anything, I'm going to close that, and then I say save changes. Yes. So I have the 3 quizzes. We've done matching, and we've done 2 multiple choice. So I'm going to do another one for calculation, and maybe I'll do 2. So I'll do the calculation. This will be question 8. It is calculated, but it's multiple choice, so I'll still use multiple choice. Add. And then this will be forces 4. You can see that on top here it is telling me in forces I already have 3, so I'm adding the 4th quiz. So when you go to the next one, it will show us forces 4, so I'll be adding the 5th. So this is where I'll put the question. So I'm going to copy this, and then I paste, and then ensure that the formatting is okay. Yeah, and then the remaining, it will still be 1 mark. For the feedback, let me first do the choices. So the first choice, I have 750 kilograms. So you can expand this if you have more, so you can use this to expand. And then the second one is 750, and this is wrong, so it will remain as none. And then the other one is 750 newtons. This is the correct answer, so I'm going to award 100%. And then the other one is 750 kilograms, and it's still wrong. And then even this will still mean that it will still be wrong, so my correct answer here is 100. Then, since it is a calculated quiz, what I'm going to do in the feedback, I'm going to upload the working. Okay, so I'm going to insert an image. I've already scanned the required working for that, and then I'm going to say, so you click on this, insert or edit image. So I'll click on that, and then I'm going to browse the Moodle repositories, and since it is not on my Moodle, I'm going to upload. So you can upload it. It is on my computer. I've saved it on the desktop in a file. So I'm going to click upload, and then choose a file, and then I go to my desktop, and here I will look for the forces folder, like that. So the answer to this must be the first one here. So I can choose the view to be bigger enough so that I'm able to see. Yeah, so this is it. It is this one. The answer is 750 newtons. So I'm going to open. It will upload. I can save it as forces 1. I'm the author. Then you can upload this file. It's gonna take some time depending with the size of the image, and yes, so then I would say here description not necessary, and then auto size, and then the alignment will just go like that. So that is the answer. Then I save the image, so like that, and then shuffle choices. So maybe we can preview this, say save and continue editing. So I'll go down to preview. So when you click on preview, it will show you how it will display. So with this functionality of preview, you can focus on a question, you're done with it, you move to the next. So I'm going to click on preview. We see how it will come. So this is the question. So assuming I select the wrong answer, instead of selecting 750 newtons, I select 750 kilograms. Then I say submit and finish. Let's see what the feedback, how the feedback would be. So I selected the wrong answer. So immediately it will show that the student, your answer is incorrect, and then show the working. Okay, this is beautiful. I like this. So, and then the correct answer should be 750 newtons, but already the student has been penalized, but has been given the answer. So the student may not need to look for me because we're in a virtual environment anyway. So the system will give feedback to the student. This is what I did, and it's how it's supposed to be done for that particular quiz. So I think I need to close that, and then we add one more option. Let me see. So I have all the quizzes that I need to add on my Word, so that I just copy and paste. So I'm going to pick the second. Okay, let me pick the third one. This is a bit long, so I'll copy that, and then I create a new. So remember, I'm still on forces now. I'm at 4 questions in forces, so it keeps adding. Yeah. So I'll still use the multiple choice. So since I have 4 questions in forces, so these will be forces 5. These will be forces 5, and then the question is there, and there is inside there's something I did not copy. I had to add this. Check. Like that. And then I would come to the choices quickly. The first one is 90 kilograms. That is wrong. And then the second choice is 1.67, so you can just copy. If you're quick at typing, you can type, you can copy. Then the third one, and the third one is the correct choice, and then I assign 100%, and this is the last one, and it is not correct. So like that, and then I upload the feedback. So I'll come here, insert or edit image, then I browse the repositories, and then upload a file. Okay, and then choose file, and this one is the correct working, so I'm going to say open, and then I save it as forces, maybe whichever number. I can just use random numbers. I'm the author. If you use someone else work, you can appreciate them here. So if I copy working from maybe Google and I need to give credit to the author, I'll specify who was the author, and then you can as well choose others, or you can just leave it at all rights reserved. So upload, it's gonna take some time because it's an image, but you can always try making them as small as you can. and then I would say description not necessary, and then that will come. So then I'll save the image. So the answer to that particular question, because it's a calculated quiz, it's important for the student to know once he or she has failed or has not gotten the correct answer. Yeah, so we can now save and continue editing. So we go down to preview, waiting for it to load appropriately. Then we go to preview. So when I click on preview, it will show me exactly how, yes, so the student will read this question, attempt on a separate sheet, and then come here to pick the answer. So in the previous one I had picked a wrong answer. For this one I'm going to pick the correct answer. So the correct answer should be 1.67 Newton per kilogram, and then submit and finish. Yes, the answer is correct, and despite the fact that the student had done this on his or her own sheet, he or she will also have an opportunity to see how the teacher would have done it, okay, and follow and maybe redo. Okay, so I think when we are done with that, we click on save changes. Yes, so we've added 5 questions so far to the forces, so I can come back later and add as many quizzes as I want. I can even add up to 100. I don't know the limit because I've never gone to 100, but you can keep on adding. And what is important is it is able to keep track of who has done the adding. So if another teacher or the teacher we collaborate with in the same subject or course will come and see that I'm the one who added this, can edit, okay, can edit this question, or can view this preview. Okay, so a teacher can preview, you can edit, and then another teacher can still come to the same forces and add a new question, and then the name will appear. So the other teachers will be able to know that I've been able to add these 10 questions. They can also add their 10, yeah. So in my next recording, I'm going to show you how you can now create a quiz from these 5 questions that are in the bank. So please look out to my next post, and I'll be uploading on how to create a quiz from question bank. Thank you.